It's time for What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. Here's your host, Phil MacDougall.
Welcome, Reno. This is your host, Phil MacDougall. You're on What Drives Reno. This show is made possible by the National Automobile Museum. We're going to shake things up based on this overwhelming response that we got last time, how we went with the title Worthless Wisdom.
Yeah, I think it fits.
And actually, what? Sorry?
Well, I don't think it's worthless necessarily. However, you may not be able to use it unless you're at a Jeopardy.
Yeah,
unless you're playing Jeopardy.
I'm not quite sure how it's going to come in. And Jasmine is here joining us along with Terry, and we're going to do things a little differently. So I'm going to share things, and you guys can comment.
Sure.
But I want to let our listeners know to tune in, because at the very end of our show, if there's time, I have 3 questions, and I'm going to let you guys pick.
Okay.
All right? And you're going to pick 1, 2, or 3. Ooh. So one of the questions I'm going to ask you can choose from. Okay. It's like door 1, door 2, door number 3.
I like that.
What's your favorite memory? Easy, if you get that one. The second one is something you did that you didn't get caught on that you want to confess to.
I don't know if the statutes of limitations are up on that one.
The other one is most embarrassing moment. So I'm going to let you guys think about that. 1, 2, or 3. So all fair. You guys pick it, and if you get stuck with, if I get stuck with one of them, I will come into the show and do my. I will take the bullet. So,
I might have one that covers all 3 in one story.
Whoa.
Well, we'll see which one
Let's
you
see it. Let's hear it.
Door 2, number 3. All right. So before we get into our guests here, we're going to talk a little bit about some worthless. I can't say it, worthless. What's that? Succotash. What's that guy used? That character used to do that on the.
That would be Sylvester.
Yes, that's
Sylvester the cat.
I kind of sounded like him.
Succotash.
That's kind of what I sounded like normally.
That's what I sounded like as a kid. I had a very bad lisp as a kid. And so now
we'll talk about that in next episode.
Perfect.
All about our childhood things we dealt with. All right, so first one. More than 1 billion cars are on the world's roads today.
Wow.
I should preface that by saying I should say those better. Think about that. Maybe I should read it for the first time, before we go on the air.
That's okay.
More than 1 billion cars are on the road today. Isn't that amazing?
That's
1 billion?
But what's amazing is we have 6 billion people on this planet.
Seriously. 5 billion just don't have a car.
Just 5, yeah. Well,
yeah. See, now you see it. That's half empty.
Well, that or it's or they don't need cars where they live.
Very true. Yeah.
Or whatever.
Okay, another. Moving number 2.
Moving
All
number
right.
2.
The first car radio became available in 1930, and it cost around $130.
Ooh, I bet you that's $1,200 now.
But the interesting thing is that's about the price of the entire used car at the time.
Wow.
Whoa.
So you were really
stepping it up if you were rocking out there.
Yep.
Because they didn't.
And they were probably looking. Where is that station? Where is that?
Yeah.
What's
and they're probably thinking too, like, oh, this fancy radio. No one's ever going to put radios in a car.
Yep.
Well, they thought it was a distraction.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And I can see it is to this day. All right, next one. The average American spends over 17,000 minutes each year behind the wheel.
Oof. I can see that. Yeah. Especially, the higher traffic, higher commute areas. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, this just popped up, but it's a nice tie-in. The world's largest car collection once belonged to Bill Hara.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And eventually became the foundation for the National Automobile Museum. See how I tied those two in?
Well done.
And how many cars did he have?
I don't know. How many?
Jasmine, how many do you think?
Ooh.
Oh.
That's hard.
1,500.
1,500.
Yeah, 15. And then he had motorcycles and airplanes. He had everything.
You got to find a 1,500 car garage.
Now, I was surprised about this one, but it must be true because it was on the internet.
Okay.
The iconic Volkswagen Beetle became one of the best-selling cars in history with more than 21 million produced.
Oh,
wow.
I still believe that.
I believe that, and especially, because they were popular even before the Herbie movies came out. Mm-hmm. And the Herbie movies just really exploded the popularity of the VW Bug. Mm-hmm. And then the new one, too. The new one's really nice, too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, this one, it's nice. I like to see this number. Seatbelts have saved thousands every year. The modern 3-point seatbelt, introduced in 1959, has been credited with saving over 1 million lives worldwide.
Amazing.
But I remember driving. Nobody put one on when I was younger, back east.
No, I was in the back of my parents' Gran Torino. I don't know if you one of those, just both two front had a bench seat, the back had a bench seat, and I was just standing up, holding on to the back of the front seat, just bouncing around and not even caring.
Yeah, and you see shows with I know people like growing up. Sound like I know people. I know people that literally had their kids on the front lap when they're driving, right next to them, babies.
Yeah, and that's how I learned to drive. My dad, I was like 9 years old. I'd sit on his lap while he drove, and I'd steer.
See, you were that person.
I was that guy.
You were that person.
Yeah.
A Formula One race car can brake from 200 miles an hour to complete stop in about 4 seconds.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. That's more impressive than 0 to 60 in under 3. Honestly, that really is. That's
The first car air conditioner appeared in 1939, and drivers had to actually stop the car to turn it off. Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
Interesting fact, because we all use this now. The first car cup holders didn't become common until the 1980s, much later than I thought. This one, I don't know if people, they always ask me this in the museum. Rubber tires are black because carbon black is added to increase the durability and protect them from the UV damage.
Okay.
Almost most of the cars in the museum, horses, carriages, they're all white.
Yeah.
They go, why did it change? Because they put that in to protect it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Does make sense.
Especially rubber, especially when rubber gets hot, it gets really malleable.
Oh, in Vegas, you just see a bunch of tires on the side of the highway.
I'm sure.
Just
melting
off. Yeah, melting.
Here's another one. Cruise control was invented by a mechanical engineer who was frustrated by his lawyer's inconsistent driving speed. Isn't that typical, though? Something was created because it annoyed somebody.
Yeah, that's a lot of
your husband, your wife annoyed you, your friend, or whatever says, I got to stop that. So how many people are going to invent something as technical as cruise control?
Yeah. Especially being annoyed.
All right, so I'm going to switch gears here because I like this. I like this.
I do too.
Do you like the groove we're in?
Yeah, we're in a good one.
Nice.
All right, so tell me, when I say this, you're going to tell me right away, yes, I can relate to that, or no. Isn't it strange that every strange noise appears or disappears the moment you take it into the car mechanic?
Always. Every single time.
Yes.
Relate to that?
That happened to me this week. I taking my car in just to get a regular service, and it's made a little weird noise. And I'm like, in the last few weeks or so, about the last week or so, it started making a little noise. Nothing too worried about. So I take it in, and it literally as I pulled up to the dealership, it stopped making the noise.
Isn't that the way it usually is, though?
Oh, it's so frustrating.
It's funny. It reminds me. If people want to Google it, I saw this a while ago. It was something that a guy in the garage put together. It was a whole selection of people describing the noises their car made. Now, just a visual.
I can already imagine.
So it was like every 3 seconds there's another one. And I'm not going to try and imitate it, but can you imagine from all ages describing it made a tick, 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 or boop, 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 or they got all these creative, and it's a visual thing. You have to see how he animated it. A lot of them were like flapping their arms and doing this fun stuff. And then they were mad because of the same thing. I brought it in here. I swear it's been doing it for 4 months. Yep. Fix it. And the guy can't replicate it.
Mechanics are used to it now. They just know.
Did you know that cars somehow know exactly when you wash them because it almost always rains immediately afterwards?
100%.
This one I can relate to. I always said to my wife, I said, I don't need to get divorced, honey. I just need to go bring you in a parking lot, and you're never going to find the car, because she just cannot find the cars anywhere. She says cars become invisible in a parking lot the moment you forget where you parked. They're gone. Does it seem funny when parallel parking gets harder when people are watching?
Oh,
can you relate to that?
Oh, yeah.
You do it in your sleep. But the minute someone watches you, the sweat beads come up. And you start doing like a 5-point turnaround. Then you say, no, I'm just going to leave.
I will go park 5 blocks away if I'm having to park in front of somebody. No, I will just go park where no, I don't have an audience.
The sweat beams when I start parallel parking on Virginia Street in Midtown. Like when everybody's coming down.
Oh, that's
when they're watching, but you look out your rearview mirror and you come back. I'm having a really hard time today. I'm combining multiple words once again.
It's all right.
Normally I don't say anything, but lately people are looking at me like, okay, well, you caught that as well, so I better try and correct it.
Of course, we have the word vernacular. We have, and I've created a new word called the Philnacular.
I have a word now.
Philnacular.
Isn't it weird how kids can always fall asleep in a moving car, but when you bring them in the house, they wake up and they say they can't?
100%.
The longest walk in the world is from your parked car to the store when it's raining. That's kind of related. It's like it doesn't seem far. Raining, boy, it's much, much further away.
Or I will add something to that. When you're going home and your spouse is mad at you, the longest walk is from the driveway to the front door. That's my experience.
Now, I know this one's true personally, especially if you have a new car. A parking space always looks bigger after you've already chosen another one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And my wife will go, why didn't you go in that one? Someone's going to ding us. I go, well, it looked the same size as this one at the time. And this one is true for me as well. And I notice it when I'm going to sell a car or trade it or something. I'm cleaning it up. I go, you know what? Every car owner has at least one mystery button they've never used.
Yeah. 100%.
I didn't even know what that thing was. Don't even know what it does today.
You know, it's funny. I have a button in my car that just doesn't work. There's nothing. So what happened was my car was built during the pandemic. They ran out of chips, so they ran out of chips to put into what that button is for, which was self-parking. It's supposed to self-park itself. It doesn't. All you do when you push the button now, it just pops up with, oh, there's some parking lots over here. You're like, oh, thanks. That's it. And it's the only button, and it's so frustrating because like I just want to park, and it won't do it. So anyway,
I watch everybody now talking about these cars that self-drive. Have you ever been in one?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You both have.
Yeah.
Yes.
And did you feel comfortable? Were you nervous?
I was nervous.
I was nervous at first, and then we were going about a 90-mile trip on it, and so he
I
just.
thought you were going to say 90 miles an hour.
Oh
no,
my gosh.
I would have been nervous.
No, he set the cruise to like 72. And we were on 80 between here and Sacramento, and we're talking, and he's just, got his arms folded and just watching, but if you look too long, if you don't look at the road long enough, it lets you know, it says, hey, and it will disengage if you're not looking long enough. So after a while, I felt very comfortable with it.
But you had a driver in there.
But we had a driver in there.
I'm talking about those ones
like Waymos.
They just,
where
there's
it's
nobody
just-
in it. You just get in it?
Yeah.
I'm a little iffy on those. Yeah, no. I rode one in San Francisco once. It was only for a few blocks, and I said, no, not again. Because I just felt very claustrophobic. You have a button you can push. What happens if the internet's down?
Yeah, I'm just saying that just like an airplane, I love to fly. A lot of friends I know will not fly. Yeah. And they go, okay, this thing is worth 50 tons. It is made by the cheapest manufacturer of parts there is. And how many times have your car broken down? A couple. What's the difference? I go, well, making me nervous now.
Yeah,
things
making me
made
nervous. Yep.
By the lowest bidder. Look out.
All right, I want to just switch gears here and talk about the National Automobile Museum for a couple of minutes, and then I have another question. We got to decide, we want to try and solve world peace after this one, or what other crisis we
World hunger?
World hunger or world peace? We'll let our audience kind of weigh in on that one. All right, right now, I want to remind everybody that July 8th, we do it a couple of times a year, July 8th at the National Automobile Museum. It is free day.
Oh, cool.
It is free day, and we want people to come down, and literally we are going to have, our guest is going to talk about it. Pet Network is going to be there. And they'll go into more details, but they're going to be there. They're going to have. We want to adopt as many pets as we possibly can. They have someone they'll talk about that is going to be donating and paying for all the registration fees and all the fees along with that, which is it's a huge benefit. We just want the pets to go to a good home.
Yeah.
We typically have about 1,500 people that come through the museum on that day.
Oh, wow.
And there'll be activities. We'll have people painting faces. We'll watch movies in the theater. It's just going to be fun. The activity center is there. What we have that just arrived, drum roll, I have a deal with Pixar, and we have Jackson, Storm just arrived, and Cruise straight from Disneyland.
Wow.
So we just rolled in. We have a new display there. It's our Cars display. We have Tomato there, Lightning McQueen, but the two newest additions directly from Pixar Disneyland are Jackson and Cruise. And just this morning, we opened up the doors. So if you haven't been there, if I have members listening or people that aren't members, you want to go check out something cool, come down there, enjoy that, check out the Kids Activity Center, fully interactive, 3,000 square feet.
Wow. That sounds
That's
awesome.
a great time. We'll have people that say, I don't really go once. I go once in a while, or I haven't been there for a while. If you have not been there, it changes every 90 days.
Yeah.
Today, a couple of days ago, we just opened up our new Speed Street exhibit.
I can't wait to come down and see that.
So that is really cool. So I want to remind people again, you don't have to be a race car lover. You don't have to be a NASCAR. Maybe you're a NASCAR. Yeah. Maybe you're a Formula One. Maybe you're a Sprint. Maybe you just like fast cars. We have all that for you now. It's a brand new permanent exhibit. We have race car driver helmets, memorabilia, videos, but we're putting in probably in a week or two, a full NASCAR simulator.
Wow.
Whoa.
So if you say, I can run that 200 miles an hour, no problem. I'll guarantee you couldn't go 40 miles an hour and get around the lap in this thing. No. It's not what you think. Yeah. So we want to encourage people to go down to the museum, check out. The simulator will be up probably in a couple of weeks, but all the other cars are there right now. Full collection of NASCAR's trophies, really beautiful. We just had the ribbon cutting a couple of days ago. Last thing we have is July 11th. Our first concert was a tribute concert. A couple of weeks ago, it was the Eagles tribute, and we sold out.
Wow, good.
Oh, it was packed. It was so much fun. You get your lunch here. You sit on the patio right by the river. You go into the museum, check it out for a while. And the prices are only $20. And it's $15 if you're a member. So we sold out. We will sell out again. We only have about 75 tickets left. And this is for the Jimmy Buffett tribute concert.
Okay.
He has come back 3 years in a row. Everyone loves him. Everyone knows all the words.
Oh, sure.
Everyone knows the music. You get up there and you dance. You have a good time. Have a refreshment.
Yeah.
We have Reno Tahoe Limousine as our partner. So if you want to get a bunch of you, rent something to be safe and come go together and go home together. Get something to eat next door at the restaurant. We have so many different things to offer. And we'll have food trucks there.
Also, we got something coming up at the drive-in, too, a little later on this summer, right?
Yes. I am this is my bucket list kind of thing. I got cars in. We have Elvis Presley's car. We got all kinds of cool stuff. This one is absolutely my bucket list. So if you look back to that movie, Grease, great movie, right?
Great movie.
Amazing.
Everyone knows John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John, Grease. So we rented out the drive-in here in Sparks. 300 cars are going to be in there. We're asking everyone to come dressed in their 50s outfits. We're going to show the movie Grease. I have a band like Cha-Na-Na Band coming down there, and they're going to perform. So you're going to go back in time, 1950s, 1960s, watch a movie, have some food, get decorated. We're going to have contests and trophies and people with their cars, in addition to what they're wearing for some new creative 15-foot trophy you're going to have fun with. But if nothing else, you're just going to have a fun time.
And support the museum.
Thank you very much.
That's the biggest part for me.
100%.
It is. All the money we get goes to support the museum, 501c3, and it changes every 60, 90 days, but they go to the educational programs. A few years ago, we had 300 kids come through. This year, we're on target to have almost 3,000 children come
That's
through.
amazing.
What a difference in 2.5 years. And it's because of the Kids Activity Center, because of the birthday parties we have now, but it's making a big difference.
What date is that, the Grease show at the drive-thru?
August 28th.
Drive-in. August 28th.
Yep,
okay.
and we will sell out on that. We will sell out on that one as well. So I remind everybody, go to our website, automuseum.org, and go check it out. We have never done a show like this, so we went to this kind of flow.
Yeah.
I like this flow.
I like this flow. This is great.
I like this flow.
You got us two in here. You know, normally it's either one of us.
Yep,
Today
very
we get
true.
both of us, so I love this.
Double trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we're going to take probably a quick break
We
here,
are.
and we'll get back here in a couple of minutes with our first guest.
Pet Network?
Pet Network.
We'll be back with more What Drives Reno on 1060 AM KFOY, Radio for America.
Looking for a venue for your next event? The National Automobile Museum can host any event in a variety of venues to choose from. Have an awards ceremony in the 157-seat theater or select one of several themed galleries for a business luncheon or banquet. Guests will love the 16,000-square-foot Riverside Pavilion, complete with outdoor bar, heaters, and fire pits. Everything you need, including chairs, linens, staging, and AV equipment, are also available. Go to automuseum.org for details.
I'm having my birthday at the National Automobile Museum. They have this cool birthday zone with Mater and Lightning McQueen. And their brand new Children's Activity Center has fun games like Junior Engineering Studio, Lego Building, an interactive car wash, and a lot more too. They even have a theater where we can watch a movie or play Mario Kart. I even get my own birthday t-shirt.
Book your child's ultimate birthday party today at the National Automobile Museum. Visit automuseum.org/events.
We're back with more What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. And now here's your host, Phil MacDougall.
Welcome back, Reno. This is your host, Phil MacDougall. You're on What Drives Reno, and this show is made possible by the National Automobile Museum. I'm going to cut right to it.
Yeah, let's get it.
Because the more I talk, the more I'm just fumbling every single thing today. Nothing is coming out right. Laura, can you please save me?
Sure.
Thank you.
Glad.
So our first guest is Laura Jasorka, and she is a founder, promoter of Reno Antique Fair. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Laura, I'm not doing good. Just take it. Take it. The next 15 minutes are all you. You just talk about whatever you want to go over. No. First of all, we always start off with, what was your first car? You mind showing us or telling us?
Sure.
There I go again.
My first car was a 1994 Toyota Tercel. And I really, really, really wanted this pink VW Bug very badly. And my father, who was a truck driver, refused to allow me to get this pink VW Bug. I made him go with me to look at it and everything, and he entertained me by going and checking it out.
He humored you.
Yeah, and he was just like, "You absolutely not. Like this is ridiculous. You're never going to be able to. This is never going to last you." So I had to go through him with every single vehicle that I wanted to purchase, and I was so mad because I saved up $2,350 of my own money.
This was your money.
Yes.
Oh.
And he did not.
Nope, he would not.
What is wrong with parents?
He was paying for my insurance, so there's that. But at the same time,
You let that little detail out.
but he really just was insistent that I got a car that was going to be reliable and
Safe.
Yeah. So the '94 Toyota Tercel was with 235,000 miles on it. Lasted me throughout college.
Wow.
Too. So it was a awesome.
So you
car.
kept it multiple years.
Yes, and I went to school in Baltimore, so I was driving it back and forth from New Jersey and everything. So I mean, it was a good car.
Most of our guests' first cars only last a couple weeks or 6 months.
Yeah. Parents take it away, or they
that happened to me.
Damage to it.
My dad sold my car.
But it's funny. Everybody remembers a specific detail. Well, you remember the amount of miles are on the car.
Yep.
A lot of people remember the trim, the dent, the year, the fabric. Everyone remembers something specific.
Yep.
All right, let's get into you, okay? So you got to save me. I'm really struggling here today. Or what is the Reno Antique Fair for people who don't know? Tell us all about it.
So the Reno Antique Fair takes place on the third Sunday of every month. This year it ran from April through November, and then we do a Christmas show at the National Bowling Stadium. So we have a 9-show season this year. So it's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We have 150 vintage and antique vendors and 15 food and beverage trucks. It's a free event, family, oriented. There's something there for everyone. All items are 15 to 20 years or older, and we have just a really great eclectic array of things. And there's just tons of different vendors from all over the region. Some of them are younger and they're selling clothing, and some of them are in their later years, like you, Phil. And
wow! Did you catch
my gosh,
that?
I'm sorry.
I opened the door.
I just had to.
That was
Do you
great.
realize
he's
I'm only
a good
34
one.
years old?
I mean, come on, you're from Boston. You can handle it, right?
I can handle it.
Yeah.
Boston.
Actually, I'm going to take another sip of my energy drink, and by the time we finish, I'll come up with some really good one-liners.
Okay, good. But we have all ages, and people are selling all different kinds of antiques and vintage items, and it's just it's a great free event for everyone. It's something different here in Reno because we don't have anything that centers around vintage and antiques, so it's just a really fun new thing to bring, and it's done such a great job. This is our second year, so we're super stoked on it.
Well, I feel like right now I should just talk about my ailments or my prescriptions or how many times we have to use the restroom in the first hour of the show, because I am of that age,
Have you paid your AARP dues this
Yes,
year?
actually, that's the next thing. No, I think that's great for all ages, not just my young age.
This is correct.
What is there? Tell me again specifically. Your every other.
It's every month.
Every month at
the
a different
third Sunday.
location?
The third Sunday of every month. Nope, it's downtown Reno, underneath the Reno Arch.
Okay.
We are from 1st to 4th Street, just that whole block there. We take the Locomotion Plaza over as well. And it's just a fun day to stroll with the family.
Now, if people have. Like, do people have booths they rent off from you? Is that how it works?
Yep. So there's
So you're
booths.
opening to people all the time. People coming and going, new things.
Yep. There's new
Okay.
vendors all the time. It's just it's a lot of trying to make it so it's weeding through. I studied fine arts, so whenever I talk about that, we try not to do any handmade or any craft sort of style. It's just 20 years or older items. That part is still tricky because when I say that, it sounds like I don't like arts. I love the arts.
Sure.
I'm
You're
centered around the arts.
You're kind of doing a Phil thing. You're
But
kind of choosing your words really carefully how you say that. My turn to have a little fun. So what do you mean by that?
Come on.
Let's talk about this a little more.
Well, it's just that there's so many amazing events here in Reno that center around that kind of stuff, and there's just lots of opportunity for
I know what
artists
you
to
mean.
do those kind of things. So the Antique Fair is specializes or just specialty is that.
It's antiques are different because it's something that was made but decades ago, right? And so it's not, so it's different than the handmade stuff, which is great, and we have a place for it, and I love going to those fairs.
Same.
But these antique fairs are a lot different because of the age of the item.
Yep.
Right?
So the 20 years or older, which if you can believe that, like Y2K is actually vintage. So we do have a lot of that stuff out there right now too. But the antique stuff, I mean, it's crazy to even think about. Antiques are 100 years old and older. So that's crazy that we're like 1926 is 100 years old, which is Phil. I mean, like there was that around the time.
You're just open to see. I told you before we went on the air. I was warned about you. I said,
that's true.
I said she's gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Oh man,
am I unpunked? Did you see it? She was leaning up and she was going, and then she made eye contact and she goes, "Oh, kind of like you, Phil."
I saw the wheels turning and I just stepped back and I'm like, I want to watch this happen.
Okay, all right. Well, where do we go from there? That was a great show. Let's just wrap things up right now. No, really, tell us what else. What else do you want people to know about? How do they learn more about what you do and how to get involved? And is there one particular thing that? Because I'm going to ask you. I want you to think about this. There's always a story. Is there a funny story you could share with us?
Oof.
That you can share? There's got to be. Come on.
And it has to be airable.
I'm going to put this.
At the antique fair that happens?
Yeah,
or,
there's got to be over your tenure.
Geez.
There's got to be some. See, now I'm right back now. So
there's
America
absolutely
wants to know.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Oh, there's plenty. There's something that happens. Pretty much every event, there's something, right?
Yeah.
But
she's not sharing. She's not going to come up. I put her on the spot.
Well,
because you meet all different people, the community is there.
Yes.
And everyone thinks. I used to say, like when I'm going to pitch a story to the news station, I go, everyone thinks their baby's cute. But reality, there's some ugly babies.
Man.
Right? Yeah. Everyone thinks their product is special and unique, and you've probably had a couple of those.
Sure.
There's always someone who likes that, but they're not all cute babies.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like, it just really depends on the customer, right? So some people are searching for, that knickknack that they need in their curio cabinet
that completes a set.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or they're looking for a new sofa for their new apartment. So it just depends.
I didn't realize big pieces of furniture that are down there too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, and a side note, we'll talk afterwards, but we just went through this big renovation in the museum, and I want to build a set for every gallery. Like the first gallery is horses, carriages, 1900s, and we have like a saloon, and we have a 50s and 60s. The hardest part is to find antiques that would just help tell the story, help make that
time period appropriate.
I don't want a blank wall. I want to have things that I can just decorate the whole museum about. So maybe you can help me with that afterwards.
I would love to. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, as long as I live long enough.
I know. Years. We got not much. We don't have much time. So
if people want to learn more, what would they do?
So you would go to renoantiquefair.com, and we have a FAQ page where you can find out about parking and stuff. Which parking is free in downtown Reno on Sundays. So all the street meters are free, and then you also have free garages. So our garages, like the Cab Neva or El Dorado, all of those are open and free on Sundays as well. So plenty of parking. And then so on that website also you'll find a Become a Vendor page, and on that page you'll see all the information on where to go or how to get your vendor ticket. There's a 8-page like a pamphlet or application contract that they'll read through, which gives them every detail on what it is, and if it's a good fit, then they would submit that contract over to me, and then I'll approve it, and they can vend with us for the year.
I just want to remind people, because we talked about this in a couple other shows. I go, what did you do? Well, I don't want to go downtown. I go, why? It's 15 minutes normally. There's free parking. It's something new and exciting all the time. About just ballpark, how many different booths would you have at any given time?
We average, 150 is pretty our average.
That's a lot.
That's good.
The vintage and antique vendors are about 125 to 130. Plus, we have about 20 different food and beverage trucks. So it's packed.
And what time is it starting?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
That's easy. You sleep in. You have your coffee.
Yes.
You get off the couch. You go do something fun. For most people, it's not more than 20 minutes away, and there's plenty of things to do. And if you want to, they could always go a couple blocks away and go where?
To the National Automobile Museum.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have a question. So what qualifies an antique? So like how old does something have to be for it to be, quote, antique?
Okay, you're just
100 years.
No.
It's just Phil's age. No. It's 100 years.
It is 100 years.
Yep.
Okay. Because I know like with classic cars, they're not considered classics until 25 years.
I didn't know that. It's 100 years.
But 100 years for antiques.
Yeah,
My
and 25
gosh.
years for classic cars.
Yeah.
See, look at that. Like, so people are always gasping at 20 years as vintage clothing. It's
Classic
vintage,
rock. A song has to be at least 25 years old to be considered, quote, classic rock.
Pretty interesting. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because it does depress me a little bit when you hear people on the radio, we're going to do some of the golden oldies of 1985. And I'm going, 1985? I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
No. That is someone.
yeah.
That is someone Jasmine's age saying golden oldie. Sorry, not to throw you under that. So we got someone.
So here we are just beating up everybody.
Yeah,
here.
that's just great. No, I love it.
I'm technically not considered antique or classic at all.
No.
For this, I'm under 25.
You're current.
Yeah, I'm current. Yeah, I'm current.
All right, so what else would you like to share? If there's one thing out there you want our audience to know or just to reinforce, what comes to mind?
I mean, I think that the event is something that's really positive. Sustainability is a big part of that. You know, being able to, instead of buying from these big stores or these big brands and just using what we have and reusing them, first and foremost, sustainability. When you buy something old, it's not only is it made much better.
Oh, it's going to last.
It's already lasted this 100 years, so it's
itself.
going to keep lasting. Whereas you get your IKEA furniture, and you're buying a new dresser in 2 years. So that idea of keeping stuff out of landfill and being a part of the sustainability is a huge part for me that I feel like that would love people to think about and be more conscious of. And also, just it's the family-free event. You come get an ice cream and walk around and look at really cool old stuff and
people
and
watch.
find something
That's
that you never
gotta be
thought you
part
even
of it.
needed.
I love people watching.
If you have any tips for people, also like I don't know much about antiquing, but I know if you find one, never clean it. Don't clean the patina off unless you bring it to someone and say, hey, what is this?
Yeah.
And if they say, hey, you should restore this, it'll be better, or you leave it alone.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. I mean, people that paint some of those old things, dressers and stuff, they just make me cringe. Yeah. But at the same time, I mean, I get that's again, it comes down to a want, right? Mm-hmm. So if this is a customer that really wants this piece and wants to do that with that item, that's their, it's.
I've got a 1936 Ethan Allen hutch that is in very good shape. Just missing a handle or two here, but
how heavy is it?
A very
I believe it.
Heavy.
Made to last.
Yeah.
Made to last.
Yeah.
So I don't know much about it, but I do have a few things.
You're not painting it, are you?
No, God, okay. no. It's actually I've got it sealed in plastic and sitting away.
Nice. Well, that's basically where I would be. Is that big part of it is just being a part of something like that, and caring about our.
You can't buy that kind of stuff in a store. That's the cool part. It has so much character and history. So I want to talk to you about how we can maybe do some stuff with the museum as well.
Okay.
I'd love to get some.
I would love to be a part of it.
And then when we're off air, when you go, we take a break. Then I'm going to talk about it a little more just to give her a hard time.
Oh my gosh!
So you're going to have to just listen to the rerun on Spotify.
I will. I'm going to love it. I'm going to blast it all over.
Okay. All right, Laura. One last time. People want to learn more. Where do they go?
That's RenoAntiqueFair.com.
Okay, thank you very much. Enjoyed it. We got to have her back on, but I have to get prepared next time. I was warned that she might be a little fun, but
it's the roast of Phil MacDougall.
Yes, and what I'm going to do next time, I'm going to be like that guy. Sorry, everyone listening, who dyes their hair dark black, and just see if she goes. Did you notice this? Or no?
Let's see.
No, I wouldn't do that. All right, we'll be right back, everybody. Thank you.
We'll be back with more What Drives Reno on 1060 AM KFOY Radio for America.
I'm having my birthday at the National Automobile Museum. They have this cool birthday zone with Mater and Lightning McQueen. And their brand new Children's Activity Center has fun games like Junior Engineering Studio, Lego Building, an interactive car wash, and a lot more too. They even have a theater where we can watch a movie or play Mario Kart. I even get my own birthday t-shirt.
Book your child's ultimate birthday party today at the National Automobile Museum. Visit automuseum.org/events.
Looking for a venue for your next event? The National Automobile Museum can host any event in a variety of venues to choose from. Have an awards ceremony in the 157-seat theater or select one of several themed galleries for a business luncheon or banquet. Guests will love the 16,000 square foot Riverside Pavilion, complete with outdoor bar, heaters, and fire pits. Everything you need, including chairs, linens, staging, and AV equipment, are also available. Go to automuseum.org for details.
We're back with more What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. And now here's your host, Phil MacDougall.
Welcome back, Reno. Your host, Phil MacDougall. You're on What Drives Reno, made possible by the National Automobile Museum. Of all the guests and organizations we've had, I got to say, I got a favorite. We work with Pet Network up at Lake Tahoe in the last couple years. I love the team. Everybody is amazing. They do such great work, and we're probably going to talk about the event we have at the museum on July 8th at some point. So we have two guests here, Sybile O'Neill, and she's the Marketing Development Manager at Pet Network Lake Tahoe, and Devan Zamora. Yeah. Did I get that correct? Veterinary Assistant at Pet Network. Thank you both for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
I did mess with Devan a little bit before he came on the air. I just said, okay, you got the questions, and I pretend to read these miscellaneous questions about most embarrassing moment, things you did that you never got caught for. And he just went with it. He goes, well, I didn't get those questions, but I'll go for it, he said.
I got you some answers.
And I said, I'm just joking, but you can see, you were cool. You were cool. I can tell I did get you for a second.
Yeah, you did. I was like, all right, I got to spin my wheels.
Yeah, he did good. All right, so we always start off with, briefly, what was your first car? And if there's a story that goes behind that you'd like to share. So who wants to go first?
I can go first. Yeah. My first car was my grandpa's car that he had bought in 1986. It was a Chevy Monte Carlo Super Sport.
Oh, yeah.
And cool car. Loved it. Saw it in the garage throughout being in middle school and high school. And then he actually gave it to me. So he's the only owner of the car. He still got it back in Texas, and still running. But that was my first car.
No stories you want to share?
I don't have a lot of
off-the-air stories, probably. Nothing you want to confess to?
I've just... I burned out a lot with it.
See, he's deciding what he can share or not share. No, it's all right. We'll let you
Okay, thank you.
Sybile, not you, though. I've known you too long. I'm going to dig in. You got to tell me some good stories.
You have to dig in. But this particular question, it is such a boring answer for me. It's a Mercury Mariner 5-seater. It was in silver, too. Rental car silver.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, probably historically the most boring answer you've ever gotten to this question.
No, but we can tell us a story. Make one up if it's...
Here's the thing. So, the first car I ever drove, I really thought that was going to be my first car. And it was a Citroen Mahari, which is basically like a plastic sardine can.
Yeah.
With a 2-cylinder motor in it that comes out of the 2CV. And there was this guy on the island that we were kind of vacationing on that would make them out of the former molds. So he got them from the Citroen factory and would make these kit cars, basically, and pull the engines out of old 2CVs and recreate these cars. And so I got to drive that thing around the island for a little bit. And that was really exciting. And we kind of went through the logistics of what it would look like to ship it back to the U.S., and it wasn't feasible.
No.
See, that's
the Mercury
cool.
Mariner was
time.
a much more reasonable option. But, I think life's too short to be reasonable. So looking back, even if it wasn't my money at 16, I would have probably gone for the Mahari.
Yeah, it would probably worth some
Mariner.
money nowadays.
Yeah, it wouldn't have done too well on the highway, though.
No, not here. All right, Sybile, let me know. Tell me, for people who aren't that familiar, which I can't believe they're not, but tell us about Pet Network.
Well, Pet Network is an incredible organization. So Pet Network Lake Tahoe kind of umbrellas over Pet Network Humane Society and Pet Network Community Hospital. And our entire goal as an AHA accredited, that's American Animal Hospital Association, accredited practice is to deliver top-of-the-line national standard care for both animals who are shelter pets and owned pets. And so that's kind of where our roots are. So our roots are in true animal sheltering, fostering, all of those things. And 4 years ago, we opened the community hospital, and Devan can speak more on that, but we opened the community hospital to kind of help meet a need for affordable veterinary care in Incline as well. And so we're really doing an incredible job. I mean, this is kind of a self-pat on the back, but we're really doing an incredible job of meeting the needs of both shelter animals and community animals, and helping bridge the gap where they overlap, right? Mm-hmm. So when they're transitioning into a new home, making sure that they've got a nose to tail check mark next to their adoption
I like that,
paperwork.
nose to tail. Perfect. And you're not, people need to know about your organization because you really are, you set the standard. Either from every single employee I've met there, see me, and to the board of directors, you're all so passionate about what you do. And you've actually got some national recognition. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, that's a huge compliment. And we are passionate about what we do, but it makes it easy to be passionate when you see the good kind of being played out every day. And part of that is, we're never settling for baseline standards in sheltering. We're always trying to kind of move the needle a little bit. And part of that is pursuing AHA accreditation. So that's the American Animal Hospital Association accreditation. Only 15% of veterinary practices in the country have that accreditation.
Wow.
And we are the 11th shelter out of 4,000 in the nation
Wow.
to have that accreditation. So it is a huge achievement. We're basically ranked on 900 criteria that we have to meet to be able to achieve that accreditation and maintain that accreditation. And it's obviously an incredible accolade for our shelter and our community hospital both, but it means more for the animals who are kind of coming through our practice. And those 900 criteria, they aren't just, little tiny checkboxes on a form. They're real in practice best practices that we put in place and that every animal benefits from.
Oh, that's amazing. So you kind of just set the stage for the next question. What makes you different from other organizations that have the same overall name or perception?
Well, that's a great question. I think we really do focus on the continuum of care, right? So saying when an animal comes into our program, right, they're usually at this very vulnerable state. And we do take animals, because we have the capability to do so with our medical resources, we do take animals that are more difficult cases. Mm-hmm. And those animals wouldn't have a chance at other shelters. And so we're able to take that burden off of other shelters, bring that animal into a safe place, and then get them back to a place of health, get them started on their adoption journey, and then follow them through with the community hospital and make sure that that animal is set for life, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever challenges kind of come across that animal or their owners, we can support that. And whether that's through post-adoption resources, behavior resources, or medical. And Devan can speak to the incredible work that they're doing at the community hospital, because it really is, as a standalone veterinary practice in itself, is
jump
kind
in.
of a benchmark.
Tell us some things
Yeah,
that
of course.
we need to know. I want people that are listening right now to understand what an amazing organization it is, what resources are available, and I want them to get engaged. Because at the very end, I'm going to ask you a question. How can people that are listening support you? So
yeah,
there's many
definitely
different ways.
Yeah, and just to kind of piggyback off of what Sybile was saying, you put it very nicely about just how we were able to get an animal from point A to point B, to be able to do all of that workup that a lot of places aren't able to either afford or don't have the staffing to be able to accommodate. We're able to take on quite a bit of workload in comparison to the same size of shelter another place might be at. And that's only because efficiency, we're tightening things up constantly. We have an animal in and out usually within about 24 to 48 hours, which is very uncommon. I don't think that's something that you see from a lot of places. You'll see animals have to sit because their efficiency might not be on par, or just because they don't have the staffing to be able to handle everything at once. We are set up in a way that it is do everything, get out, just as Sybile had said. On the community hospital side of things, I think our big advantage is just that we are constantly being strategic about how we schedule things, how we use our staff. We have a lot of incredible staff that are very well skilled, and we put them in the right places, myself included. And because of all those reasons, again, the efficiency of it, I think that's my number one takeaway from our shelter compared to others, is that we're very efficient, and then of course we care and we do the work correctly.
You even got programs. Tell me more about like the summer camp and training classes. I thought I was reading my notes were like something completely different when I heard that.
Our goal is to have Pet Network be a place that people come back to, not just when they adopt, right? We don't want your relationship with us to end after adoption. We want it to continue. And part of that is meeting people where they are. So we talked extensively about, the medical care that they receive, some of the behavioral resources. But in addition to that, we have training classes that are in place that are affordable for our community to come in and take classes with our behavior and enrichment manager, Rachel. And it's an incredible thing to be able to offer that in our facility. Even if training might not be what they need right now, we have summer camps for their kids so that folks can learn about responsible sheltering in a shelter
That's great.
environment.
So I thought maybe I wrote that down wrong. No, you
Yeah.
really do all that too.
We do. And these are new programs that we're actually launching this year because we're bad at resting at Pet Network.
That's great.
We love to keep pushing the envelope, see what we can do, and meet every need that we kind of come across. And so that's programs built from feedback from the community, from internal discussions that we have amongst staff, and the transparency that we have about what we think those needs might be. And it's really incredible to watch that come to life and start from an idea to being fully formed and having campers running around our facility and experiencing a day in the life.
See, it surprises people. I guarantee people listening had no idea that Pet Network had all those resources available to them. Let's touch base. I know you got some real exciting things happening in July. One of them is taking place at the museum, and you're going to have some free adoptions. Can we touch base on that for a sec?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, exciting things happening at the museum.
Yeah, with you.
We are so honored to be a part of your free admission day on the 8th. And what we are excited to be able to do is extend the free adoptions that are happening thanks to Bev and Doug Kyle, who are longtime supporters of Pet Network. They are sponsoring every single adoption fee.
That's amazing.
Wow.
That's so
Through July?
Through July.
Not just at the
First
event.
through the 31st.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
And so our staff are currently in a betting pool of how many animals we're going to take. I have 89, which is the under. So you can only imagine how many lives are going to be transformed throughout the month of July. But on the 8th alone, it's just amazing to be able to connect a little bit more with Reno, having folks not have to make the drive all the way up the mountain to meet their perfect pet.
Well, we're going to have over 2,000 people at Free Day. Typically, it's 1,500 to 2,500. And since it's in the summertime, we have a lot of other activities. We're going to be showing movies, face painting. And my personal goal, I don't want to tell you the goal, but I want to break every record there is. I want every cat, dog, every animal adopted, as many as possible. So bring down as many as we possibly can. I know Simi and your team are just so passionate about it, but I love it. And actually, the only deal I made with her was my family, no. Because at the very end, there was like one dog left, and me and my wife were going to get it a couple of years ago. And I go, oh, Kev's going to get it. And I found out that my daughter got that dog. But that meant that we have that dog, and we love Duncan. It's just a Darth. I mean, we love Darth. It's just the best dog ever. But it makes such a difference in people. It's a great companion. You know the care is off the charts that you provide it. But I just want people to come down on the 8th. And if you're looking about getting a pet, boy, this would be a great time to do it.
No better time. No better time than to give an animal a loving home during the summer when everybody's home and outdoors, and it's an incredible time. And thank you for adopting from us, Phil. That is
we love
an
it.
incredible thing. But, I promise you
I have a
we'll
feeling
break
I'm gonna
records,
get one more.
but I can't promise no more pets for the MacDougall family.
My wife is already talking about getting one, so we're going to see what you bring down. What are some of the biggest challenges? We only had a couple of minutes left, but what are some of the biggest challenges you have or that you want to communicate? Maybe get some help from people who are listening.
The main thing that we appreciate and that we love when we see from our supporters is just coming to the shelter and experiencing the shelter. We want more people to come in and experience these training classes, experience this summer camp, although it's sold out. So
next summer.
Next summer. We want you to come and see us and come and see what we do. And obviously, we have an amazing network of donors who not only donate, monetarily, but they donate their time, their resources. I mean, our volunteers and fosters are incredible. And having been through myself most of the things that our Pet Network has to offer. So I've adopted from Pet Network. I've been a patient of the community hospital. Devin was taking good care of my cat just yesterday, and I've been a foster for Pet Network. There are so many ways that you can get involved, and the first step is just reaching out to the shelter, coming into the shelter, and experiencing it and seeing where you fit in. So.
Is there something that you want to share with people that they can get more involved? What's the best thing that they can do? To go to your website? I mean, you just listed off so many different things to take advantage of. And I guarantee our listeners might have thought of you in one way. They had no idea from the training in the camps and all the resources you have. What would you like, if you had the microphone, you have the microphone, what do you want to convey to them right now as they're listening?
Thank you, first of all, for your potential support. We truly appreciate that. And secondly, visit www.petnetwork.org. Phil, you said it best. I think they would be shocked to see how much we actually have on offer at Pet Network. Whether they're adopting, fostering, volunteering, or just donating and helping, bring in old flat sheets, things like that. It really does make a huge difference. So,
can we just put a plug in for your fur ball as well? I know you just took place. Was it last month, the fur ball?
It did. Yes, June 6th.
That was such an amazing organization. You had such great supporters there. But you know what stood out to me was, there was tears coming down from people at the table, the stories and the impact you've made in that community. Can we wrap up a little bit and just talk about what is the organization? How do you describe the impact for Lake Tahoe community and beyond?
Wow, that's a big question.
That's a big question,
right?
But because right when I say that, automatically I go back to the event. You had so many people there engaged from all levels, from people who are adopting, people who were what's the word you use, like your temporarily fostering them, that big fancy word, fostering them. They have all that. You're looking for money. You've had the technology is always a big thing you need, right? You couldn't do what you do unless you had the financial support. But you affect in so many different ways. How best to sum it up in that big old open-ended question I asked you?
Well, you kind of have to be at the furball to experience it. But the best way I can describe it is just the energy in that room is just kind of compassion manifested. And so, obviously we work very hard to make sure that people know what Pet Network is about, who we are, and what our mission is. But when you see a group of people as passionate as those people who were in the room at Furball, where we raised over $930,000
wow.
Towards new
fantastic.
equipment, it makes all the difference. And the power of Pet Network is really in our people. And I think Simi said it at the event as well. And it really is the most impactful part of what we do is connecting people and pets. Even, some of the biggest donors in that room don't own pets, right? And that's important to remember and to note, because you don't have to be in a place where you want to adopt, or you don't have to be a foster to connect with Pet Network. We're here to connect with you at whatever stage of life you are at, and we love our supporters.
It makes such a big difference. I sorry to interrupt. I just want to remind people. Unfortunately, like a lot of people look at the National Automobile Museum, for example, and they go, everyone knows the National Automobile Museum. We're up there in the Tahoe region. Maybe everybody knows Pet Network, but you have to keep reminding people of all the things you do. So this is just to help remind the community of the region that you are an essential part of the community. You do so many good things. And I just want them to go to your website, visit your facility if that's okay, and learn more, because you're going to be shocked. I guarantee you, people are listening. You have no idea how many people they touch. Not just adopting, fostering, the training classes. You do so much more than people know of, and I just want to reinforce that with our listeners.
Well, thank you, Phil. That's
thank you.
Really
Devin, any parting words here? We got about 30 seconds and we'll wrap up. But what would you like to share?
Yeah.
Want to go back to that most embarrassing story? No? Okay.
No, I just wanted to mention that, we, on top of just the shelter work that we're able to do, that the community hospital is also always open for people who need to get in for an emergency situation, or for someone that wants to establish and try a new clinic, because I guarantee you'll have a great experience with us. You'll love the way that we operate, and we're able to give you that personal care. And I wanted to mention that earlier too, off that question you had asked me, but the personal care and the personal touch, I think is something that people will get from us. So come visit us. Come establish your pets with us.
Well, it's just, I don't want to overlook that, because that's so important. Every time someone's had a family member or a pet, they're family. Mm-hmm. They're part of our family.
Definitely. It's
an emotional thing. The thing you don't want is some cold reaction or transaction. You want it to be a personal connection. And I know people that have gone through and been part of their interaction with your team. That's the best way. It's a personal experience, because they're family and you need to have that. So thank you both very much for coming on the show. Very grateful, and I cannot wait. We're going to hopefully adopt as many pets as possible. Millions on July 8th. All right. Thank you very much for coming on the show. We'll be right back, everybody.
We'll be back with more What Drives Reno on 1060 AM KFOY, Radio for America.
Looking for a venue for your next event? The National Automobile Museum can host any event in a variety of venues to choose from. Have an awards ceremony in the 157-seat theater or select one of several themed galleries for a business luncheon or banquet. Guests will love the 16,000 square foot Riverside Pavilion, complete with outdoor bar, heaters, and fire pits. Everything you need, including chairs, linens, staging, and AV equipment, are also available. Go to automuseum.org for details.
I'm having my birthday at the National Automobile Museum. They have this cool birthday zone with Mater and Lightning McQueen. And their brand new Children's Activity Center has fun games like Junior Engineering Studio, Lego Building, an interactive car wash, and a lot more too. They even have a theater where we can watch a movie or play Mario Kart. I even get my own birthday t-shirt.
Book your child's ultimate birthday party today at the National Automobile Museum. Visit automuseum.org/events.
We're back with more What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. And now here's your host, Phil MacDougall.
Welcome back, Reno. Again, Phil MacDougall, your host on What Drives Reno. Great shows. Great people.
Yeah, fantastic.
We're on a roll here. I think we got some great guests coming in, great interviews. I want to recap a couple things, though. Remind everybody on the 8th of July, that's free day at the National Automobile Museum. We only do it twice a year. We have face painting. We have all kinds of things for kids. Pet Network is going to be there, and we're going to go. Please help me, people who are listening. We want to adopt as many as dogs and cats as we possibly can. They need a home, and Pet Network, I'm not kidding. There's some amazing organizations.
Yeah.
They are the gold standard.
Yeah.
And it starts with Simi. She's the executive director of the CEO. She is so passionate about, and the whole culture is amazing.
Yeah.
So they did an amazing job explaining what they do, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. Go up there and get a tour. Also want to remind people that on the 11th, we have our Jimmy Buffett tribute concert.
Yeah.
The first one sold out. We only got about 75 tickets, if that, for that. This is going to be July 11th outside on the patio next to the Truckee River at the National Automobile Museum. Tickets are going fast. If you're a member, they're only $15. You bring your lawn chair, and you just enjoy and kick back.
Come on, parrot heads, get out there.
Yeah, and I guarantee you're going to have people say, I waited too long, I want to go. No, we want to make sure it's not too many people and it's a great experience and enough room for the dance floor. All right, so last minute or so, I kind of kicked off the show and I said we're going to go over 3 questions. So I randomly switched these. The questions, remember, remind people your most embarrassing moment, something you did that you didn't get caught.
Okay.
And you want to fess
Might
up
get
right
caught
now.
Yeah.
And a favorite memory. So I mixed them all up.
All right.
And I'm going to take whatever's left. So
Okay.
I have option, first question. You tell me in a 1 to 3. Who wants to go first? Which question?
I'll go first. 3.
3. Most embarrassing moment.
Oh, okay. Okay, I did think about this one. I was probably like 5 or 6. I was really young, right? And I remember we were passing by a church, and it was like my church, and it was like right down the street from where I lived. So we were passing down, and I saw a bunch of people, right? I was like 5, 6. And I was like, oh my God, they're doing a wedding. Like, how fun. Like, so I went up there and I was like, oh my gosh, like, congratulations. I was like 5, like this little 5, 6-year-old. I'm going up to them. They're like, yeah. And then I when I really went up and looked at their faces, they were just like, looked a little confused, and they were like, they shook their head and they were like, no, sweetie. It's like, and then my mom pulled me away and told me, like, that was a funeral. Yeah, and I was congratulating. I was like, oh my God, there's so many people and it's a church. Like, what else could it be? I was 5. So yeah, that was my most embarrassing moment.
I can see that. I'm sure that affected your psyche for decades.
Yes, 100. Now I know, never to assume.
All right, so number 1 and number 2.
Let's go number 1.
Number 1. I was going to lie and give this to you no matter what, but you did pick it. Something you did that you didn't get caught on, and you want to share it with the group.
Okay, so I actually do have one now. So my parents went out. Actually, sorry, my mom and her sister, my mom and aunts, went on a cruise for a week. Left me and my cousins home alone. Okay, she said she hid the keys to the car. I knew right where it is, so I took the car. I'm in Bend, Oregon. We drive up to Portland for the weekend, stay the weekend in my mom's car. She doesn't even know she still doesn't know we did this. Went up to Portland, hung out, got in trouble. I got arrested up in Portland. Got out, but they let me go because I was a nice guy, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It was just something really stupid. Got arrested and got out and made it home an hour before they got home, got the car cleaned out, and she never knew. And that was about 30 years ago. 35 years ago.
Wow.
Did that.
See how that stuff just kind of, and it kind of made you feel guilty. You kind of confessing now for the first time.
No, not at all.
No.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, good.
Statute of limitations
Statutes
gone.
of limitations are out. Sorry, Ma.
All right, I got the easy one, favorite memory, and I'm going to be really generic because I just have too many. I'm extremely blessed, but almost all my favorite memories involve my children and my grandchildren.
Amazing.
My wife says, "Yeah, you don't talk much when they're here." I said, "No, I'm not grumpy. I'm not tired. I'm enjoying it." So we went on a trip, and a couple of them, most of the grandchildren were there, and they're watching and playing. And I'm going, God, I just want to enjoy this moment.
Yeah.
Because it's like as Laura mentioned, I'm on the upper spectrum of my age group here, and I have less time on one side than I do on the other. So I want to make sure I'm enjoying it. So anytime I watch the kids and grandkids have a good time,
That's going on the Hall of Fame reel, by the way.
That's
Laura, the roast of Phil MacDougall.
Well, we could talk. Can we talk about how many times we had to beep her out?
A couple times. Wow. Well,
no, because she's listening right now.
Yeah, she is.
Laura, I mean, I've never in all my years here had to beep out as many people as I had to beep you out on. Just the language.
Man, it was like a
I'm
Two Live
kidding,
Crew
I'm
show.
kidding. She
over
did
here.
not. She was. Yeah, I was warned that she was funny. She's actually really, really nice person. So, thank you, Devin. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Sybile. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Phil,
all very much for coming on the show and participating. Can't wait for next week. But don't forget the 8th of July, the 11th of July, and then we have a whole summer concert series to talk about. Until then, we will see you next week at
Automuseum.org. Automuseum.org.
Thank you very much.
You've been listening to What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. For more information about the museum, head on over to our website, automuseum.org. We'll be back next Saturday at 11 a.m. with What Drives Reno on 1060 a.m. KFOY.